Uncovering more mistakes made by the Mississippi Department of Corrections. MDOC let a habitual offender out of prison years too early.
And now he's back in jail facing new charges, some of them violent felonies. Noah Noble pressing MDOC for answers and digging up new details in these crimes. Noah?
Reginald Donovan Johnson was let out of prison in June. Since then, he's racked up 5 felonies across 2 counties. I obtained records that show MDOC had no idea it made this mistake until after the second arrest. The victim in one of those crimes told me the Department of Corrections mix-up is unacceptable.
I wouldn't want to see anybody ever have to go through what that employee has. It's been pretty traumatic.
Greg Kreger is the general manager of Champion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealership in Gulfport. He says Reginald Johnson showed up to test drive a car on Monday, September 8th. When Johnson rode with the salesperson to gas up this Jeep Wrangler, Kreger says Johnson pulled out a gun and threatened his coworker.
Pushed the salesperson out of the car a couple miles down the road. They didn't really know where they were. I mean, it was pure panic.
Kreger called Gulfport police, then began tracking the stolen Wrangler through the dealership's GPS.
Watching where it turned, could see how fast it was going, and I'm watching it in real time, and I'm telling the police, hey, this is where it's at, this is where it's at, this is where it's at.
Detectives say Johnson dumped the Wrangler here in this vacant house on Turnberry Lane, just a mile away from the dealership. Police arrested Johnson at his sister's home nearby. Records show the next day, MDOC sent a notice to the Harrison County Jail ordering Johnson not to be released. Why? Because Johnson should not have been let out of prison. In January 2023, Judge Lawrence Bourgeois sentenced Johnson to serve 3 years in prison for receiving stolen property. He was also ordered to serve out the rest of a 10-year probation sentence in prison. But this discharge certificate shows Johnson only served 3 years when he was released. I sent MDOC a letter. How did this happen? Why was Johnson released? MDOC said it did not load the full sentence into the system. But this court order I obtained shows a fax confirmation. MDOC did, in fact, have that document. But the department did not say why the error was made or what, if anything, is being done to make sure it does not happen again.
That's infuriating. I mean, it really is. Because what happened to my employee and what they're having to live with on a daily basis shouldn't have even happened.
The dealership told me the salesperson is now in therapy. Gulfport detectives charged Johnson with armed carjacking, armed robbery, kidnapping, and there's no way he's getting out of jail, not just because of that hold from MDOC. There's also a hold from Hancock County where he racked up felonies just 21 days after getting out of prison. I'll have those details and the shocking list of charges against Johnson from previous arrests on our website.